They call Sapphire Sap. He sounds like a staph infection, okay? I had to DNF this book. It was such a disappointment because I loved these books. I'm not trying to offend you if you enjoy this book. If you enjoy this book, I'm happy for you. A lot of people enjoy math. A lot of people enjoy political drama and wouldn't care that they call her Lady Queen all the time. They'd be like, oh, you know, that's just part of how they address her because it's part of the culture, whatever, it fits. But for me, I couldn't take it. I wasn't having a good time. I hope that you enjoyed this book because that means that you had a better time than me. We didn't get off to a good start. Bitterblue's character has changed a lot because, you know, she's gotten older, but she's just not as interesting. And this book isn't really adventure-based, it's more political intrigue. You know, you're trying to figure out why Bitterblue's advisors are lying to her and skewing literacy rates, and that part is kind of interesting, but whenever I try and focus on that part of the story, I notice how often they call her Lady Queen. I was also listening to the audiobook, so the accents were kind of annoying me, so that might have been a part of why I got so aggravated, but literally every sentence starts with Lady Queen! Very near the beginning, Bitterblue has gone out into the world because she wants to pretend to be a peasant and figure out what's really going on in her kingdom since her advisors have been lying to her. She finds these guys and becomes friends with their little ragtag group of people, and that's kind of interesting, but you see, one of them gets stabbed, and then they completely improperly treat the stab wound. And Bitterblue talks about how she knows about stab wounds. They take the dude back to their lair, their hangout, their abode, and they immediately pull out the knife. Before getting a healer, they pull out the knife. Then they use a dirty shirt to press on it a little bit. They're like, oh, we pack it with a dirty shirt. It's good. Now you can go run 15 minutes there and 15 minutes back to get a healer, not mentioning the time for dialogue to get the healer to get there. And they pulled the knife out of the stab wound. Bitterblue talks about how she knows about stab wounds. We hear Bitterblue talk about how she knows where organs are, and she knows that since it was lower, it probably hit his bowels and not his liver or kidneys. And I'm like, you know about all of these placements of organs, but you don't know not to take a knife out of a stab wound. Like, I know this is medieval times or whatever, and people heal with magic or whatever, but come on, stab wounds still work like stab wounds. You can't just leave a stab wound untreated for that long, especially if there's like a bowel obstruction. I can't take it, okay? So then she gets a healer that is graced, and the graced healer totally saves him. They run back, and when we get back to place where the stab wound victim is sitting, the dude answers the door, and they never mention like, oh, I've been putting pressure on the wound the whole time you've been here, or someone's in there with him right now holding it down, you know, like there's no mention of pressure or trying to tourniquet part of his torso. I don't know, doing something. It doesn't sound like this dude should be alive. Like, she gives him medicine that's gonna heal your bowel and uninfect the rest of your body and give all of your blood back. Oh, come on. Oh, come on. Then Bitterblue falls in love with the guy who didn't get stabbed, Sapphire, and it's like, oh, Sapphire and Bitterblue, what a cute couple name. But that's where the ship stops sailing, people. We don't get much into their little connection when Sapphire finds out Bitterblue's true identity and freaks the fuck out. He decides to respond to Bitterblue being the queen by stealing the royal crown, which is a hangable offense. So that's fun and smart and cool. I just couldn't get into the book after that. It was so aggravating. Then Bitterblue finds him and tells him how stupid he's being, and he's just like, oh, I enjoy that you're having trouble with this. I enjoy that this is taunting you. I'll escape by the time anyone tries to find me. He is such a cocky asshole. I can't take it. I don't understand why we're supposed to care about this person. Another reason I don't like Saph, and they call Sapphire Saph. He sounds like a staph infection, okay? Another reason I don't like Bitterblue and Saph's relationship is because they know that it's based on lies, and he still like freaks out whenever she is revealed as the queen. He basically calls it out and says, like, I know to only listen to things that I've worked out with you. I'm not going to directly ask you questions. I have to work things out myself. What a healthy basis for a relationship. Am I right, people? Great communication skills. So cute. They're definitely gonna grow old together. So cute. I totally don't see them murdering each other like 3 months into the marriage. I couldn't take it. Bitterblue figures out that her mom's embroidery is encoded because math, and it's really complicated how she figures it all out, and it's like to do with like numbers and the letters of her name, and that's, you know, great and all, but then that means that I have to read about her doing math.
All around me are familiar faces.
A lot, and I really hate math, and it's physically painful, okay? And then whenever she's like figuring things out, she keeps telling you this means this and this means this, and I'm like, I really, I'm not having fun. Sapphire just keeps being illogical, and I can't handle it, and I don't like him, and we keep focusing on him and trying to save his life. Let him die. I want to know who's suppressing the literacy rates and why, but I just can't keep reading long enough to find out because the rest of this book is killing me. I can't take it. I don't want to read it anymore. I made it to chapter 31. If you read the book, comment down below what I missed and why I'm so wrong about how amazing this book is, because I really want to hear something that made you enjoy it so that I can just get this bitter blue taste out of my mouth. Have a good day.